Hi Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings here, and we have a reading today which is pretty fun. We will be looking at your relationship with love, romance, sex, and partnerships. I wanted to break it down a little bit because those can each have a different nuance to them that just a general love reading might not pick up specifically. So we'll have a tarot card and an oracle card for each of those, and then we will have a couple of a tarot and an oracle like advice cards. Okay. Yes, welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining the channel, fam. We are here, Divine Rebels. Drop a sparkle and a fist emoji. That's how we do over here, y'all. And please go ahead and feel free to continue sharing these videos with your friends. I love to see that in my analytics that there are external shares going on. Don't worry, I can't see your personal name or anything, but it'll just say, you know, this many percentages of Android shares, this many through Facebook or whatever. So I can see that you guys are sharing the love, and I love that because I do the same thing. When I see a reading that's good, I send it to my friends, y'all. I'm like, oh, you gotta do this one. Yes, so thank you so much. We have 4 options here. Wait, yes, we did 4 for this one. We have Aquamarine. Let me show you, it's so juicy. Aquamarine for number 1. Number 2, we have the Lil Pink Shell. Number 3, we have Hemimorphite. No, I didn't name it after myself. And 4, we have the Big Pink Shell. Okay, so 1, the Aquamarine, 2, Lil Pink Shell, 3, Hemimorphite, and 4, Big Pink Shell. Timestamp should be down below, as well as the names of the decks. I'm still editing solely through my phone, so be patient with me, y'all. But, you know, we're gonna get through this Mercury retrograde, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, do I have 5 of them over here? I have 4. We're good. All right, I'll see you on your timestamp. Hey, number ones, those of you that chose Aquamarine, let's see. So let's see, we have love, romance, sex, and partnerships. Let's see what your relationship to them are so far. So for love, we have the 4 of Stars, and we have lack of self-worth, problem number 66. Okay. So when it comes to love, you guys have the energy towards, like, for others, they feel like you could be a great partnership person. Look at this person's, like, people will come to you on hands and knees, but instead you're doing that to others. You feel like you're way below others. I think a lot of you compare yourselves to celebrities. Like I was hearing that, like Halle Berry or Beyonce or something. Sometimes we just take in so much content of, like, you know, billionaires who are weighted on hand and foot and constantly having a spa day that we feel bad about our little regular cereal and messy bun run into the grocery store day. So I feel like for some of you, you're not seeing yourselves clearly. You're not seeing, you know, the details of who you are so clearly, and it affects how your love energy in general is, because this is love, you know, all kinds of love, not just in romance. There's a sense here that you carry kind of all of your compliments along with any things that you feel are rejections simultaneously. And as much as you feel like, well, I could be better than these people around me, you also don't feel like you have a lot of self-worth. And so it's this weird push and pull. I feel like some of you could be very angry. You might go between feeling angry and then feeling sad when you don't get the validation you want, but then, you know, kind of feeling pompous about it and like, well, I should get this love. I know I deserve it. And so you might demand it and then take it back and kind of apologize for it, or end up showing a lot of insecurities or backing out. And so there's this push or pull that happens when you're trying to request love from others. And again, this could be with siblings or family members, anybody at all, really. I feel a big energy of a lot of you trying to get this validation through like social media or through like party scenes. Some of you, it's even through like being on stage, doing performances. I'm seeing a lot of fire signs, Aries, Sag, and Leo. There's also the energy of like Cancer here, maybe some Virgo. So advancement. In some ways you're like, okay, well, I'm ahead of the curve when it comes to love. I know what I want, and I know what I expect in my dating lives and in my home and in my business. But it's just backing that up. So if you could back up, okay, that initial feeling of worth that you have, or like it's almost like some of you when you have like makeup on or something and you're beat to the gods, then you feel like you could back that up. Or some of you, it's like when you get the promotions at work, or when you have that external validation, then you feel like you can back up how much love you expect to have from others, or that you can give love to others. But when you don't have those achievements, when you don't have those outside validations, you feel very empty inside. You feel like you don't have much to offer others, and there becomes an imbalance in the way that you give and take with others around you in your relationships. So let's see how this plays out in romance. Your energy in romance, we have the Lovers reversed, Union reversed, and we have, let's see, this card on the outside here. It's so beautiful. And it's healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. So for some of you, it's causing you not to go into unions with others, or it's causing you a lot of breakups and makeups. I do get that feeling that I get when I counsel a lot of like fire sign women, where they're like, a hot ticket on the gram. They, their makeup can be amazing if they're partying, or if they're dressed very sexy, they can feel amazing. But then in real life, when the glitz and glam is done, and when it comes to being just personal and open with people, they can feel so raw, so vulnerable, and they don't know how to find validation. And that's just a common theme for a lot of fire sign women when I do counseling, and that's the vibe I'm picking. So I don't know if there's a lot of people who relate to that that demographic on here that pick this option, but this is for any genders, for anybody. But it's that feeling of that sometimes when we get close to somebody, we just feel too breakable. That's where all of our vulnerability is in one place. It's in that closeness. It's almost like sometimes you guys are so tough and so fierce, and you seem so out of everyone's league, but then when they come close to you, it's like you could just melt and break apart just because you haven't felt a hug for so long, or a handshake, or just even like this person just sending some good healing loving thoughts to this person. It just makes you tingled from head to toe, but feel like you're just going to break. So some of you are so vulnerable in love. Well, everyone who picked this group, right? And that's not a bad thing, but there's a lot of healing that needs to go on, so that this lack of self-worth, or this feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the other person to decide that they don't think that you lived up to your outer image. Maybe you're rising sign super fiery, and the rest of your chart's very low key in your astrology, for example. But this is that feeling of waiting to see if the other person decides that the packaging was better than the inside. And I think that's a story that you'll have to stop telling yourself, even romantically. Like when you daydream, you might think of that. You might think of themes of you being broken, or being less strong than the other person, being weaker, I should say, needing healing from the other person, being rescued. So that's not always bad, it's not, you can have the fantasies that we need, but it might not always be practical romantically, especially because you put out a very tough love kind of vibe for others. So I think sometimes it's been very hard for you to match that up with a partner who is your equal in sensitivity, because on the outside you might be attracting people who try to love you, who are much more harsh and crude and very intense, right? Or people who are just as weak and broken, because they feel like you could complete the cycle of kind of beating them down and being the boss in the relationship, like that kind of thing. And so some of you are like, no, I just want someone who's strong, but also as sensitive as I am, to do like this healing work together and kind of go back and forth on that. So yes, I do see though, since there's the lack of self-worth, you might want to regulate though how much that you fantasize and romanticize being hurt. and needing healing. It's good to go needing healing, but you might even find that in romantic situations that you cause sad feeling. Like if sad feelings aren't happening, you don't know what to do. Like if someone's not getting upset, or if a breakup's not happening all the time or on the verge of it, you might feel like you need to create that dynamic because you don't know how to maintain just a pleasant intimacy with somebody, or unless someone's having to dramatically make up with you and heal you and fix you, or you dramatically heal and fix someone else, you don't understand that real love is being shown. You know what I mean? There could be a theme of that. So in some ways this could work out in some good spicy ways in the bedroom. We'll see what that looks like next for sex. But there is also the caution not to romanticize breaking up all the time just to get back together, or hurting each other just to heal each other kind of themes that could be coming from that need to heal up that self-love. Okay, so what is the sexy message here? Okay, we have reparenting yourself reverse. So some of you, it's because you have been through things in childhood. You've been through times of people not being secure and stable and safe and reliable for you. We have the Seven of Swords reverse, which is progress, and we have the King of Trees, the King of Pentacles, which is architect. Two cards wanted to come out for this side over here. Okay. Yeah, so some of you definitely just didn't feel like you had good, stable parental figures. You might have even suffered abuse or harm at the hands of a parent or somebody who was supposed to be a reliable, safe adult around you. And there's still the need to repair and to, you know, kind of put yourself back together after that. And that could be why there is this wanting to have nurturing from a partner so much, and why that is such a big part of your romantic makeup and what you need to see from another person. Again, so that's why we're not judging, we're just kind of feeling out the areas that could be healthily explored, and the areas where it might get in the way of you actually drawing in a healthy, secure partner. So when it comes to sex, you could have a very healthy connection with it. You could. In some ways, I feel like a lot of you are very good at it. You're good when you can know who's in control and what the rules are, and when you can just be sensual, and when it's kind of catches you off guard. Like for instance, if it was through massage and some kind of body work being done, and you don't have to think about it too much. If you've had time to emotionally or mentally think about it though, and it's not just kind of like happening out of comfort, and that you're just kind of, you know, eating and chilling with somebody, and then it kind of happens through physical contact and cuddling. When there's more time to think about it, or when emotions are running high, is when there could be triggers to past traumas with the Seven of Swords, times where you've been hurt, times when other things have happened, times when you didn't feel safe. And I think it's very important that you try to catch those moments and either give yourself a break and time to work through them, or where you are able to discuss them with your partner, even if it's a partner who is not a romantic partner, and they're someone that you just feel safe with, that you're working things through. And for some of you, you might find that you tend to feel safer with someone who is a friend to explore your sexual life with, versus mixing up emotions with your sex life. Again, there's no judging. There's reasons why certain dynamics of relationships work better for other people. Some of you are waiting to have a spouse to work all of these things out with. So again, you'll have to see how much of this that you can express yourself, and try to make sure that you're having positive messages of sexual gratification for yourself even before that spouse gets here. If you're really waiting for marriage, of course, that's depending on what the terms of your potential celibacy are. I'm not saying you have to go out and masturbate if that ain't your thing, but I'm just saying that there's no need to delay finding pleasure for yourself and finding healing in your sexual life just because an outside person isn't there. Okay, so we have a lot of healing messages for this group, and I hope y'all are all right. If you also want something spicy, go ahead and pick another pile as well, but I definitely want to be open with whatever comes through because people are in different places. So please be respectful. If you pick this and you feel like you just need to hear a little bit of this one and then something more spicy, go ahead and pick another pile. Some people might really need to hear this, so please be respectful. Some of you are working through some very harsh trauma and some scary things. You might want to explore dynamics of control. You might want to explore I don't know, there is that big feeling of being rescued. There could be a little bit of you that play with the idea of bondage. You might feel safer tying up your partner, things of that nature, but really just physical contact. It's almost like you can get as much out of just holding someone or skin to skin contact and just massage and like looking in each other's eyes and just the scent of another warm human body holding you than you could doing all of the craziest sexual things you can think of, because there is such a deep need for being nurtured in you and to slowly build up your relationship. Now I can see you could get crazy and have some kinks, you could, but it's like building up that relationship, and I don't think you should have to feel bad about that. I don't think you should have to think you're boring or anything like that. I think that you're very sensual. I think you're very sensitive, and I think that a lot of you are to the point. You might have been it all, done it all, and put yourself out there, risked it. And now you just want to be comfortable with someone and be able to slowly build up a sexual relationship with someone in a very pleasurable and a very safe way, where you don't have to worry about, am I gonna, suddenly be scared by something that happens? Am I going to have to be reminded of something bad that happened to me, or like any of those kind of dynamics? Like, I have to be on guard, I have to be ready to flip into 75 positions. I think a lot of you, this is Taurus energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, someone who's just gonna work through things with you, let you take your time to build up where you need to go to get to that release, that orgasm, that sexual pleasure, because you're working through a lot and you're kind of dodging a lot of bombs in the minefield. Okay. All right, so the next one is partnerships. How are you doing in your partnership energy? Okay, we have keep an open mind. And okay, one of these was meant, but we read both of them at the same time. That's okay. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And I see that here. Some of you have been wild ones. You might have, because of the stuff that has happened to you in the past and your vulnerability and your sensibility, even with your fiery nature combined, you guys are just like a little Molotov cocktail over there. And you might be really surprised that you need someone so stable and so solid and so anti-drama to come into your life. You might be like, no, I need something spicy, I need something crazy. But what it comes down to is somebody that is secure, somebody that is safe, somebody that is, good with their hands and able to be present, might end up being so much more attractive to you at the end of the day than all that wild and crazy experimentation that you originally wanted to go for. So this says keep an open mind in your partnerships, because your soulmate could be different. They could be different than what you think. They also could have a little wild streak. Now, for those of you who you're like, oh, I just want someone real practical, rich, can know what they're doing, at least in the bedroom, nothing too fancy. They could have a little wild streak. They can go there, so don't worry. But it is going to be, it's really rooted in your safety. You guys just really need to feel safe and that you have a reliable, constant partner. Okay, so overall advice, we have the Ten of Wands, completion, Saturn and Sagittarius. And we have hearts, and they both say always. And there's some poppies on there. So this is the love card from my oracle. Yes. This is really beautiful. So for those of you who have been in loving, committed relationships, I see those just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It's safe, I think, for you to start opening up to heal some of these things that we talked about, so that you can have more solid foundation with each other and not just fly back and forth between the vulnerability and then the fierceness, to find more common ground and just have a respected strength that also is open to vulnerability and sensitivity and is more consistent. Not that you lose any passion from that. You're able to meet your passions head on then. For those of you who are single and are preparing yourselves, and pick this reading so that you can really work out all the different angles in love and see how you're manifesting and things of that nature, I think you're coming to the end of all of kind of the trials and the difficulties and the stuff that seems more negative with Saturn and Sagittarius. I feel like you're also coming to the end of whatever has been blocking you from finding another partner. You might feel like, man, I've been trying to find a partner for forever, and it's just like the options aren't out there, or there's been distance in the way. These stars are closing in on each other, okay? They're about to become one, just swallow each other whole. So if that's been happening, the distance between you and other people, whether it's been that emotional distance, whether it's been physical distance from the pain and just the things that you've been through that you felt that others couldn't relate to, or that it couldn't be healed, that time is coming to an end. So this reading was just going really super deep for you to let you know that it's okay to open up to heal these last things. Because sometimes if we don't know if we're going to be okay, it's hard to open up and heal, right? If we feel like, oh, I'm going to be like this forever. So this reading is to let you know, no, you're not going to be like that forever. You will find amazing, sensual, loving partners, and you are absolutely going to be just captured and enraptured by a love of your life. So don't worry about that, okay? So I hope you guys like this reading and it was helpful for you. I know that one came out heavy. I didn't look at these ahead of time, y'all. But yes, I hope it was helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment Aquamarines #1s. And I'll talk to you again on another one. All right. For those of you that chose #2, we have the Lil Pink Shell. All right, let's see. We're going to go through love, and then we'll do romance, sex, and partnership. So what is your relationship with love right now? We have 10 of angels, which is the 10 of swords, and it says surrender. And your oracle card for that one says rules from the problem suit number 59, but it's reversed. I think this is pretty good. You guys haven't always been the best at love. You haven't. Let's admit it. But you're getting better because you're starting to say, you know what, let me throw out this damn rule book. Okay, I've been over here talking about men from Mars, women from Venus. I've been over here with my list. Okay, some of you are like Geminis and Virgos. You've been compartmentalizing everything. You've been having your little weird rules about everything. Some Scorpios over here, some Libras over here, Capricorns. And now you're like, you know what, let me let this go because it's just... it ain't working anyways. Like, let me just open up. Let me cut the cords with all of these weird expectations I've had that don't serve me. Let me cut the cords with all these past relationships that haven't worked, and just surround myself with a beautiful heart chakra energy and surrender. Let me surrender. Let me be willing to break the rules. And this right here is reminding me of HemiLoah by Beyonce, when she says, remember those walls I built, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. Talking about, I found a way to let you in. And so you guys are starting to get to the point right about now that you're going to crack that egg open and allow yourself to come out. It's almost like you were in an egg waiting to fall in love all the time, waiting for people to come and love you. In general, this is could even be with your kids, with your family members, with your friends. And now you're like, you know what? Everyone else is little chicks out there. How about I just come out the egg too? And maybe I need to meet them outside the egg. And so you're breaking down those walls. Whoa, it's sunny out here. This is great. The sun feels warm. I'm fluffy. I'm soft. I'm cute. Let me get beyond my borders of what I thought I needed to do in love. Let me keep growing and expanding. And you know what? This meeting people halfway stuff isn't so bad. I'm glad I broke the rule about hatching out my egg, okay? That is kind of where a lot of you are at. You're going to slowly start allowing yourself to expand more and more and more, and just surrender to the process that you will run into love if you just put that dagger down, okay? So I love that. Now for romance, how is your relationship with romance? We have 5 of trees, which is 5 of pentacles, limitations. So you're still working through. We also have this tree here, and it says, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So you're doing it, okay? It's a little bit of labor pains. It's a little bit of a struggle. It's a little bit of bouncing back after you felt rejected, after you felt left out, like just out in the sun, out in the desert, okay? You've been out there scorching a little bit, but you're like, you know what? That taught me how much I could love. That you're really putting the spin on it, and I like it. You're like, you know what? That showed me how passionate I could be. That showed me how loyal I was. It showed me, or maybe it taught you forgiveness of yourself if you weren't loyal, okay? But you guys are bouncing back. I think right now the importance is not to limit your romantic nature. You might feel like, well, I just had to cut all this stuff off from the past. I just had to realize that some of my decisions weren't the best. So I've been reeling myself in. As long as you're going in the right direction, there's no need to limit your romantic nature. It's more just about putting it where it's blessed and not where it's disrespected, okay? So don't feel like you have to limit your manifestations or pretend you're not romantic. No, your dream's going to come reality. So stay following that heart, stay passionate, and keep moving forward with your romantic imaginings, okay? Now, when it comes to sex, we have 5 of angels, which is 5 of swords, withdrawal. So some of y'all are like, I'm putting this up. I'm putting it up. Serendipity. Until there's the right synchronicity, okay? Y'all are funny because you pull back and you act all melodramatic, and then the second love comes around, the second romance comes on, the second there's a sexy time potential, you're like right back at it again, okay? With like you have the white vans. But I love it. I really do, because I see you guys getting passionate. I'm seeing a lot of red. I don't know, red and orange. Some of you guys have red or orange hair, or you wear that color a lot. Yes, the more you know. Okay, we're seeing elk, that's strong and loyal. Yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna have some really fun opportunities to hook up with other people, regardless of how you identify on the gender spectrum and on the sexual spectrum. I'm seeing everyone having some, it's almost like y'all have some guardian angels helping you find good hookups. Like, man, we got to intervene because we need them to have some good matchups, okay? So let us just come in. Look, this person's coming around the corner here on the river and is going to have a good connection. So some of you, it's going to be people that are pretty stable and pretty, you're like, man, I've never just had a sexual partner who's just stable and has their stuff together. It's kind of strange, kind of weird. I don't have to fight you. I don't have to be a third party or anything. Wow. Wow. Yes, I do see people getting out of third and fourth and fifth party situations. Okay, you got a few, they got a few, their few has a few. All right, it's just going on. How many people are in this relationship? Okay, I see you guys coming out of it. Some of you have been on the sidelines because of health concerns, because of all of this intermingling with open partners and things of that nature. So I see y'all handling your business, coming through your healing, and getting invigorating time. Okay, some of you are going to be traveling and you're going to have some opportunities, whether by boat. Some of y'all are going to go on a cruise. Some of you are flying in the aeroplanes. Okay, some of you are just traveling by land, but traveling is a good place to find those synchronicities that you need. Okay, some of you are going to be going I'm seeing all kinds of travel, really, by the mountains. I'm seeing by the water, by the forest. Okay, enjoying your summer. So if you think the hot person summer is over, I think not. All right, now partnerships. What's your relationship with partnerships? We have the sun reversed, We have playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, okay? Yes, dating life looks really good for you guys. You just have to believe it. You're a little bit gun shy, but you're working through it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're working through it. You're starting to place your bets on better horses, okay? You're starting to, I mean, free horses. I'm not advocating racing them until, like, yes, but you see what I'm saying. Let them live their lives. Wild horses, they need to be free, okay? And that's you right now. That is you. And that's so funny because I kept the baby had this little card, and it said, it was like freedom horse, and it was like this horse running wild and free, and I kept just seeing it all over the living room today. And that's you guys. All right, some of you are Sagittarius, Leo, Geminis, Aquarians, and it's just time for you to be open and free again, happy go lucky out there in the world, dating, just being playful. That's the approach to take to your partnerships. If you are reconnecting with someone, I'm seeing some of you have, there is some distance. That could be why you need to travel. Some of you have been at a distance, or you've just been, maybe you work different shifts. So one of you's working nights, one of you's working days, or you've just been out of communication and connection with the partner or love interest that you have. It's like, take it to the 5th house, all right? The 5th house is the house of Leo in astrology. It's dating, it's fun, it's sex just for pleasurable sex. It doesn't have to be this like kundalini earth ending, like you can never breathe by another person. It's like, have fun, enjoy each other, you know, the healthy kind of games and playing and tickling and wrestling and joking around, and just go out to the, you know, the pier, ride a Ferris wheel or something. Like, just have some fun in life. Just cruise, enjoy the sun, enjoy the coast, enjoy life, like just be alive together. That is what you need in partnerships right now. So you're close to it. You're close to it, just a little gun shy. Open up to that energy. It's going to be amazing. And your advice, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the roots of the earth. And we have Wise Absurdity, Joke No Joke, the Sacred Clown. It's a card of Uranus. It says, we are jokers, jesters, holy fools, the trickster's gift. So your advice is to just go for it. Again, it's like bet. I dare you. I dare y'all right now. Message them. I dare you. Make a move. I dare you. Ace of Pentacles with Uranus here is like, drop it on them. Drop it like it's hot. Have more humor. Don't take it so seriously. Just go with the flow. You need to be happy. All right, these serious relationships are going to end you over here. You gotta be a little bit more lighthearted. Be more playful, and just feel like, okay, you know, I shot my shot and they just didn't feel like answering their messages today, so, you know, we'll try another time. We'll try another time. It's good. You know, I said hello to them today. They were distracted. They weren't, you know, overwhelmed and didn't ask me to marry them. It's not a big deal. Life is life. We're still having fun. We're still living our best life. This is like, take a joke, learn to take a joke, learn to be off the cusp, learn to be, you know, not so serious about everything. You don't have to message them 3 pages about how you're supposed to be twin flames. It's like, just live, you know, be playful with them, have something in common with them, do things a little unexpected, off the cuff. That's what you need right now in your whole love, romantic, partnership, sexual life. Okay, have some fun. Yes, just have some fun. Laugh at yourself a little bit more, okay? It'll make you feel more grounded. It'll actually make you feel a bit more sexy, okay? Having a good laugh when you've been really serious, it can open up different portals, let me tell you. You guys need that. I swear, some of y'all even need to be teased a little bit. You just do. You need someone to come joke with you, stop making you be so serious, stop making you be such a hard ass, and just get the stick out the mud, okay? Clear the pipes. That's the vibe. Or the person that you're interested in does. And if you're not with anyone right now and you don't have anyone in mind, the next person might be a jokester, okay? They're going to come in here and be a regular Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, and just drive you up the wall being so goofy, but it's what you need right now, okay? So that is your reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment number 2s, and I'll see you again on another one. Yes, number 3s with the Hemimorphite. What's up? We're going to get into your different subjects here, all under the same theme: love, then romance, sex, and partnerships, and then your general read. So what is your relationship to love? We have the Knight of Stars, which is the Knight of Wands, and it says adventurers. So definitely could be some Sagittarians. You could have that on like your 5th house. It could also be Aries or Leo, since this is a general read. We also have beauty and grace. Aww, so sweet. I love, look at y'all. How are you over here fiery but pulling it off graceful? You go with your best selves. You could have some other Venusian signs like Taurus or Libra in your chart. You could have some Pisces in your chart. You could have some Gemini. Okay. So you guys have a good balance in your chart of being able to be a badass and also be able to be so dreamy and so sweet and so charming, okay? Yeah, I like it. You could be like a Sag with a Libra rising or moon or something, or who knows, all different kinds of combinations, okay? So you're pretty adventurous in love. I feel like when it comes and it hits you, then you're accepting of it. You can handle it with humor, you can handle it with grace and charm and beauty. Sometimes you're pretty defensive though, because this person, they're pretty defensive. There's some Scorpios in here. Yep, could be some Scorpio risings or something, where you can take it a little bit intensely sometimes. You might get distracted hunting one person in love that you forget to pay attention to everyone else that you love. And this can be in any way. This part doesn't have to be romantic. So even if you get obsessed that someone that you love is not paying attention to you or something of that nature, you can forget sometimes and neglect the other people that love you too, because you're so obsessed that it's, you know, your cousin or whoever is not reciprocating or responding the way that you want them to. Overall though, as much as you can be a little hard to pin down for others and be a bit hit or miss, you have a big heart. You definitely love, you know, the energy of love. It's so contradictory. You run from it, but you love it so much, and you spread a lot of it. You spread love, you give love. I'm hearing that people of the world join in, start a love train. So you're always leaving the station, but it is a love train that you're on. So everyone else is like sitting there like, bye, like with their sign, please come back. And you're like, I love you so much, but you know, you might be the black sheep of the family, the traveler, you know, the nomad, the person who's always gone. And it hurts some feelings. You leave some Cancers behind, you leave some you know, Virgos, Scorpios, Taurus behind sometimes, because you have a very experimental way of loving. Not experimenting for nothing, but you change, you grow, you learn new ways to love. You're not somebody that your love language is consistent. You might use a variety of love languages, or you might change it up as you go through different phases. So to others, they can be a little confusing, and you're just that energy is confusing, and you're just like, how do you not get what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Even though you just learned the new way to love like yesterday, right? But the grace and you know, open-mindedness that you hold, I feel like you let people come to you. You're not somebody, unless you're very engaged and in love, or that you know that the person is receiving that, you know, kind of they send you their location kind of thing, right? You don't necessarily barge in, but you are very big energy, you're very big hearted, and so people know that they can come to you and that you're open-minded about a lot when it comes to love, and you're not very judgmental unless somebody really screws something up or it's like against your morals. All right, so let's see. Oh, I grabbed the wrong pile. Okay, let's see how you are, what your relationship currently is in romance. We have the shadow, fear. And we have this card here. So there could definitely be some same-sex relationships. Any of these could be, but this is really heightening it. You could have some people that are bisexual or pansexual in this group. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So the very thing that you're good at is something that you fear, though. You're very good at being free when it comes to love. You want your space. You want to be able to go on your adventures. You want to be able to change and be all the mixture of who you are. However, when it comes to others, you really fear that. You have this fear of others escaping and being too far away and being too, you know, uncatchable, unattainable, like they're the Pokemon that you just can't get in the ball. Then on the other hand, you have this fear that, okay, either they're going to be too free and freer than me and I can't catch them, or they're going to be the other way and they're going to be those Capricorn, Cancers, Virgos, Taurus who are going to own me and capture me and keep me forever, and I'll never have any space and I'm gonna suffocate. Okay, so you guys are pretty dramatic. You're pretty dramatic. When people catch you up close, you do have vices. You do have a darker side. You do have some intense things you want to work out. You are a little bit, you know, you might seem like la 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 la, like, you know, free love, all this kind of thing. But when you get your eyes on someone, when that passion gets lit, oh man, you coming out there with, like, you're cuffing them. Okay, you can get jealous. You can, it's even romanticizing, because this is just being romantic. Some of you have a very possessive idea of what being romantic is. Very passionate, but very like intoxicated / toxic kind of fantasies that you play out of what it means to be romantic with somebody and how possessive that you get. You might also play back and forth between wanting to be super possessive and just almost like drink their soul out of their body to the next minute, you know, cold shoulder, distant, and they still have to love you and be stuck on you, right? But you're ignoring them. So y'all are dramatic. You probably have a ton of Capricorn and Scorpio in your chart or something. Or fire signs, as we said, because that's what fire signs expect of their partners, to be completely loyal and stuck on them no matter how much they're ignoring them and pushing them away. Okay, so when it comes to sex, you guys do have a very sexualized version of romance as well. When it comes to sex, your relationship with that, you have the Nine of Angels, which is the Nine of Swords reversed, and Guardian. And you have Abundance. So you guys have a huge energy field for sex. It's almost like you could never get enough, okay? But the thing here is to see if you let it happen. You're very guarded. You might relate to number one in some ways when we talked about needing to feel protected and guarded and taken when it comes to your sexual nature, because there is the feeling that yeah, that maybe perhaps you didn't start your sexual education in the safest way, or in a way that you felt protected by others, something of that nature. You do have some worries, some fears. For some of you might be traumas connected to your sexual life. At the same time, I think a lot of you have worked very hard to have a very thriving, abundant, protected, really good health. We see the roses here, the jewels. You guys have the hugest sacral chakra energy. You can manifest immense wealth. You can manifest a harem, or, you know, you could just all consensual. Okay, you can manifest a lot of sexual partners. Some of you could be polyamorous. So much. You manifest a lot with your sexual energy, and a lot of you hold it in and you don't get to live the best life that you want to sexually. And so, shoot, I'm saying let it out. Okay, you're about to be wealthy, you're about to be, all right, sensual, sexual, all this kind of thing. You definitely have a very enticing, decadent could be hedonistic kind of relationship with sex. For some reason, it's tied to finance for some of you. So if you don't have abundance and finance, it might be hard for you to focus on having a sexual life, or you might feel like you need to have a certain amount of riches and abundance to get to the health point that you want to allow yourself to have a sexual life, or to do, you know, I'm seeing like a lot of adornment or adjustments or things that you want to do to your physical body. Because some of you, I'm seeing maybe your body's been through a lot, or you've had illness, or you just have a lot of you have some self-confidence issues there, or, you know, different things that you might want. And for some of you, I'm even seeing like maybe you have some tattoos that were unfinished, or you've had surgery from pregnancy or something. So it depends on what it is. But I do see what you guys feeling like, if you're in richer settings, if you are abundant, if you are financially set up, it makes you feel like you are more empowered sexually, that you are safer, that it's a dynamic that's better for you. You might want to have like your home, your apartment and house very well done up and everything, and to be in very nice clothing and just all of that, so that you don't feel like the other person has power over you when it comes sexually. At the same time, you definitely want gifts. You want them to come treating you, all right, spoiling you, all of that kind of stuff, doting on you when it comes to sexual life. But basically, you bless people up. So you might have some worries. You might not feel like you're as experienced as you want. You might feel a little shy, but overall, you know, you have the ability to have such a rich, play on words here, but such a rich, fulfilling, orgasm filled to the ceiling sexual life. Okay, so please take that opportunity. Ain't everybody got it like that. So what is your relationship to partnerships? We have the divine order, which is justice reversed, equilibrium reversed. And we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So right now, you guys don't really have faith that the universe, your guides, your angels, your ancestors are bringing you a healthy relationship. You guys might really have it in your mind that you're not divinely meant to have a partner. You could have a south node in Libra or a north node in Libra, so you just feel like there's challenges when it comes to manifesting a partnership this lifetime. There could just be something about it. Your seventh house could be afflicted, your Venus could be afflicted, where you just feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna have a partner. At the same time, you have stay optimistic about your love life. So I see some of you are literally doing offerings, talking to those spiritual forces, doing some love magic, preparing yourself, putting the word out there that you want a relationship, working on your vision boards. Like, you're trying, you really are trying. You want to have the faith, but deeper inside, something in your spirit is just not believing it's going to happen. And she looks so sad. So that would be something to work on, is to get this upright so that you know that you are deserving of having a healthy, good, divine, you know, life partner, soulmate, you know, whatever connection, relationship, partnership to be with you. Okay, maybe for some time, for some of you, it does disturb your equilibrium. Like if you're an Aries North Node, you do have to have some time of being more solitary to get away from your Libra South Node, where you were codependent on others. But it doesn't mean for all of this life you can't have a partner. It just means when you're out of balance, the universe won't put a partner in your way, or the universe will make that partner create space with you, because you need to be more stable and secure and keep your independence. So if you have like an Aquarius or like a Sagittarius North Node, the same thing can happen. Whenever you're not being productive and maintaining your own freedom and autonomy and learning those lessons, the universe might pull your partners away, or give them, you know, send them away to work somewhere, or just create some kind of distance in the relationship, so you remember to be a whole, fully fledged person. So some of you are aware of that. You know that you can go into codependency, and that's why you're kind of nervous about the whole, you know, we had the devil card come up, and either being really free or being overly codependent with others. So that's kind of a theme to work out in your partnerships. But it's really good because you're super optimistic. You have a very, good heart, a spunky way of bouncing back. It's a big, just Aries, Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces kind of energy, Gemini here. That brings you back to hoping and to asking for universal spiritual help and guidance in your partnerships, which is really good to do because that will help you restore that divine order. So your advice, you have the Nine of Wands, resilience, Moon in Sagittarius. Yes, so there's some of that spunky energy. And then we also got butterflies reversed, and it says, and there is no birth that is not bloody. So some of you are just not, because you're so positive and you want it to be like this best relationship and you just want to be free and you just want it to happen in the most carefree way, you might not allow the tougher sides, right? This is Sagittarian energy, but it's talking about kind of the more guarded side of yourself to happen. You might not let relationships get off the ground. You might start flirting, but then not want to go through that transition of getting close and getting real with someone. Some of you stop relationships when you realize that they're going to transform you or change you. You might want to move others, right? This person's playing the guitar, like kind of playing others like a fiddle, playing this music, but not letting people close. So basically it's the effect of being Jimi Hendrix, who will never get on stage. Okay, like what would happen, right? What would happen if the Beatles never got on stage, B.B. King never got on stage, Nina Simone never got on stage, okay? Jay-Z, I don't know, whoever. Like, you have to get out there and allow people. That's resilience. And for you guys, it can be really scary. It can be very scary to open up to people in a close way and let them see all the different traumas that you've been through, because people don't always see that. They see you as someone who's free and just wild and out there, and you can bounce back and you're very loving, and they have no idea some of the things that you've been through. And it's time to say, for you to tell yourself, hey, I've been through all of this. I can handle, I can handle going through, coming out of this cocoon to get out here and be a butterfly, be a little social butterfly, and get closer to love. And this is in all relationships, all partnerships in your sex life. Allow yourself to blossom a bit more and thrive. Because if you've already been through all these Nine of Wands, all this pain and trauma, you might as well get rid of that Ten of Wands and allow yourself to thrive and live and open up. And remember that you don't have to run away at the first sign that there's a disagreement or that something's not perfect, because that's the partnerships, right? As soon as something, with this reverse, justice reverse, as soon as something is not perfect, someone doesn't have the perfect tone, somebody took 2.5 seconds longer than average to text back, if anything is off, your traumas will try to tell you, oh nope, I'm gonna leave, I'm not dealing with this, I'm not dealing with this. And so the message is to remember, there is no birth that is not bloody, and you can't keep a butterfly in a cocoon without it dying. And you are the beautiful butterfly that deserves love, sexual pleasure, romance, and partnerships. Okay, so let yourself out the cocoon. All right, coming out the cocoon. Thank you, thank you. Please share with a friend if you think that they would enjoy it. That's all I have for you on this one, but we're going to keep them coming out. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please share down below. What did you think? I'll talk to you soon on another one. Number 4, for those of you who chose the big pink shell, we are going to see your love relationship, your relationship with love, your romantic relationship, your sex relationship, and your partnership relationship. So what is your relationship with love? Oh, I love this. Some of you guys have a nose ring. I actually have 3 all in a line right here, y'all. You got the Hierophant, the teacher, clarity, and you got happiness reversed from the suit of grace, number 41. So you may have the idea of love that unless it is supported by your religious beliefs or your family decree, that it's not happiness. Or you might just have the idea of love that it has to be what society says, and it's just what you do, and that relationships aren't meant to be happy. You don't choose your family, you don't really choose who your spiritual counterparts are, and marriages are not usually happy. So you guys might have all of this kind of messaging going on when it comes to love. And for some reason, relationships that are supposed to be loving to you are more about duty, they're more about learning, they're more about, you know, what you're supposed to do, and those kind of things, than they are about having happiness and peace and joy. You might not see them as something that is considerate or really caring about how people feel. It's just what you do, it's what's expected of you, and it's full of a lot of obligations to duties. Okay, romantically, what's your relationship with romance? We have the Hermit card, so a lot of earth signs so far. We have Taurus and Virgo, definitely, and also Capricorn, since it's general. We have retreat, completion, and we have this card here, which is very beautiful. And it says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay, so for a lot of you, I feel like you've literally kind of killed out the part of yourself that is given to too much romance. Or you only see your exact reflection of things in romance. So you might not see clearly others. We have the Hermit card with this person reflecting on their own image. Okay, kind of, I think that painting is about like the story of Narcissus, who got so captivated by their own image that I think he kind of like died by the water, and then like they turned him into the flower or something. I may be wrong on the exact details of that, but yeah, so you guys might have sat so long in certain romantic emotions that now you've just gotten bitter and resentful about them. You could have been overly focused on one person as being your whole world of romantic release and expression, or you just could have gotten tired of, you know, sometimes you're just kind of tired of yourself, like, oh, I don't even want to fantasize, I don't want to think about being romanced. Some of you just haven't seen yourself yet as being worthy of romance coming in. You don't really know like what that means, like how would I get romanced? You might not like it, it might not be your thing. Not everybody likes all this, you know, frilly kind of thing, or your idea of romance might be like, give me alone time. Like that feels romantic as fuck when you leave me alone. Okay, leave me alone, let me have my space, and yeah, now I feel more loving. So for some of y'all, that's it. You want just your own kind of space to do your own thing. Some of you almost would prefer to be single. You're gonna be down here like, I don't need anybody, like I ain't trying to be over here in relationships. All right, so you have a very solitary kind of self manifesto when it comes to romantic energy, so others might not realize it. They don't know what you want or need, and that's the vibe that you're putting out. So if you're getting resentful because they're not romancing you, you're really not giving off any vibes, even in the cards here, that you want anything more than to be left alone. What is your relationship with sex? We have the Three of Hearts, which is the Three of Cups reversed, joy reversed, and we have life purpose. So right now, y'all don't seem to be getting any joy out of sex. For some of you, you're like, cause I ain't getting none. But a lot of you are having very unfulfilled sexual lives. It's like, even when you're convincing yourself that you're so obsessed for someone and they're your whole purpose for living, and you know, it doesn't matter that it's a third party situation because they're your soulmate, or maybe it's not a third party and you have this person secure finally and no competition. There's just this big sense of not being sexually fulfilled, even if you feel emotionally happy that you got this person. So it might be hard for you to connect that up. Like, how can I feel happy that I got this person or that I'm having a sexual encounter? But it's like, I'm so unfulfilled right now. I don't feel like I'm getting what I want. And it is tied to emotions. So even if you love someone and you're glad that you like won and you got them, you may have like Cancer, Mars, Cancer in your 5th house, or water signs or something in your chart around your sex energies. You might have important planets in like your 8th house. It's very hard for you to feel sexually fulfilled or even have orgasm or release if you're not emotionally connected. Ensure that you have a place in that person's heart and everything is secure, and you have to be in the same emotional vibe. Like, it's a whole thing in order, because look at this, is almost looking like some legs right here open, right? And this is the body and the arms up here, and it's like, unless that heart feeling from you can get connected to that person down there and explode like it does in your chest, like it ain't on and popping. So there might be the need to explain your sexual style to others. Not everybody is able to have a tie emotionally to sexual experiences, and also, even if they really love us, some people's sexual style is not emotional style. You know what I mean? There might be the need to take more control over your sexual life and not wait for other people to fulfill kind of that energy field of that. Some of you also might refuse to do any like self-pleasure and just have a hard time of it because it's very dependent on your emotional validation of others, and if you don't get that, you can't be pleased sexually. So that could be something to consider. But we do have life purpose here. So some of you have North Node in Taurus or Scorpio. Okay, y'all, it cut me off and the other part's uploading right now, so I don't remember where. I'm like uploading 2 different videos simultaneously right now for y'all through the YouTube app, all on my phone. So I'm not sure where it left off, but I think it was about here. Y'all might have your North Node in Scorpio or Taurus, or have it located in your 2nd or 8th house in your natal chart. So basically, a lot of your life purpose has to do with your sensual or sexual lifestyle. You could also have like Venus conjunct the North Node or something of that nature, or Pluto conjunct the North Node. And so there is the energy of needing to express yourself and figure out your sexual style, your sexual relationships, your sexual health, to reach a full combination of, you know, orgasm and physical health and all that in balance with your emotional nature, in order to feel fulfilled fully on your life path. It is something that is important for you. Now, some of you could even be like, well, I'm pretty, you know, asexual, or I don't really care, I could go without. And that could be something that is part of the journey on this path. You could have had like a lot of past lives where you didn't really explore your sexual nature, or like you had contracts to not, you know, go into that realm, to channel all of your body's spirit energy through like your heart chakras or your higher chakras, and to look at sexual interactions as being kind of lower or base, or that could be programming from the early childhood here with the Hierophant that was back here. So it's very important that you find a healthy way to utilize that energy, even if it's not, you know, something that you want to do 24/7. It does seem to be important to your life purpose that you experience a connection with your physical body and your sexual energy this time in this lifetime. Okay. All right, so what about partners? Y'all got a bunch of extra cards too that want to come through. So for partnerships, what is your relationship to partnerships? You have 7 of Hearts, choices. That's a beautiful card. This is the 7 of Cups. All right, and then you get 2 oracles, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And you also got calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So again, there's a big practicality that comes to your partnerships. You're like, okay, traditional marriage, like finances need to be in check. You guys might know all the statistics, like this many marriages go into divorce because of financial issues and all of that. So like, yes, soulmates is nice, and a little bit of fantasy and partnerships is great, but let's not be completely delusional. Like, we need to have the bank set. We need to be able to live and not have to be out here picking up coins out the street in order to eat. Now, you guys might be the type that when you actually get into relationships that make you open up romantically, that all of your seriousness goes out the window, and you get so dreamy, you get so caught up, and then you're like, look at me out here. Look at me out here like this. You like go outside your body. I can't believe this. Can't believe they got me out here like this. Scrubbing shoes because we couldn't make the bills because we were in bed all day. Who knows? So, or that can just be a fear. You guys have like this fear of losing all your senses. Okay, Q senses by, what's his name? Blake something. There I go again, coming to my senses. I feel like you guys don't let yourself get very far into a relationship before you're like, wait a minute, snap myself out of this. Who's paying the bills? Where is this going? Like, is this gonna mess up my career? You know, what's the bankroll look like? And then you might use spiritual excuses as the reason why you want out of a partnership, when really it's financial. So some of you guys have bailed on some soulmates because of finances, but you were like, oh no, they weren't my best soulmate. That's why I have other soulmates out here. Y'all do have a lot of soulmates out here too. I feel like there's been a lot of, again, going back to that past life thing, there's been a lot of unfulfilled soulmate connections. So that it's almost like they're all floating around you. They ganged up on you this lifetime, and they're like, look, you're gonna get with us, okay? You can take us all on The Bachelor at the same time, Bachelorette, whatever, Bachelor X. Does that work? But you know, but you have to address this, okay? You had too many lives as a monk, too many lives as a financier, and it's about time you pay attention to us over here. And you're just like, okay, I'll take a deposit from each of you, and then we'll see where this goes. All right, now your advice in general. Your advice in general. Look at this. Look at y'all. The Hermit again. Earth, Virgo, Mercury. You got a lot of them. You could also have Leo. A lot of Leos who have Virgo moon are very like shy and low key, or if they have a lot of Virgo placements. We have the Queen of Wands, the Throne of Determination. We have the Two of Wands reversed, Mars and Aries, Dominion. So you could have any of those placements. We also have the Crown Chakra reverse, which is a Pisces card, and we have Dark Rebel, a Scorpio card. From darkness comes light. So you could have a mix of these energies in your chart. You could be dealing with someone who's Pisces and Scorpio. What it looks like is there could be somebody who has Pisces and Scorpio energy who's going to try to come into your life to shake you out of this hermit mode. You could also have a fire sign come in to shake you out of this mode, but I think a lot of you have like Virgo and fire energy, ironically, and this is trying to bring you into your deeper, again, bringing you into that deeper sexual energy. So it could just be meant, again, check your chart, for you to explore Plutonic, Martial, Venusian kind of themes, where it's about getting into this kind of carnal, I think you guys would even use that word, these carnal ways. But with all this hermit energy, all of this, you know, Hierophant energy, y'all can just be so tradish about certain things. It's like, if you don't get out here and explore yourself, have a sensual life, have a sexual life, it's almost to the point of like, consent is there, yes, but it's almost like you can't help yourself, okay? It's like dramatic. I just gotta be who I gotta be. I gotta let it loose. Finally, this person is all dressed up on stage. This is Misty Copeland, out here being a ballerina, breaking standards. We have a drag queen here. We have, you know, it's like you have too much energy within yourself, and the universe is not gonna let you channel it just through being super spiritual and being out here in the ethers, and like not coming down and actually loving people, actually being in partnerships, actually having a sexual life, actually connecting, you know, having a bit more romance, having a bit more pizzazz in your life. So some of y'all gonna be scared, but it's like, no, get out there. Look, you're trying to peek around this tree when you a whole ass Leo. Come on now. It's about to be your season. It's about to be Leo season, okay? I feel like Leo season to Scorpio season's really popping for you. It's time to come out the woodwork. Stop worrying about competition over here. Some of y'all are scared for the Aries out here doing the most, the Scorpios out here doing the most. Some of you are too shy to let someone know you have a crush on them, okay? They could have some Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio in their chart. Don't worry about it, okay? It's time for you to fully embrace who you are. All right, you're a whole being. So solar plexus on down needs more focus and work for you, okay? But it's like, that's the good kind of work. That's like, work it. Okay? Hey. Those are the good ones to work out. All right? Get a little bit of that in your life, a little spice. All right? Twerk it, whine it, all those kind of things. Bop it, twist it. No. Simon Says, what do we gotta do to make you make some moves down there? All right. We've got the leg behind the head over here, jumping around and stuff. Do what it takes. Do what it takes. Okay, to do what it do. Yeah, and this is the Two of Wands reverse. So it's saying you ain't gotta know the way. You don't have to. You don't have to be the boss over your own body so much. You're the authority over your body. You make the rules, you make the consent. But it's almost like you can be so judgmental and so hard on your body, on your romantic notions, on all of that, that you can't have natural release and fluidity and joy and pleasure. And they say no. That is your homework, okay? That is your homework. Go get a little bit more spiciness. Let your mind take a break. Stop worrying about all of those soul contracts that are so intense and deep, and you know, just be a rebel. It's like bump them. Even Scorpio rules soul contracts, and even Scorpio is like, go get spicy. Shoot, I rule sex too and death. Get some of that before you die. Okay, from darkness comes light. All right, so do it so much you see the stars behind your eyes. You know, when you see those little stars behind your eyes when you get up too fast. Okay, get moving. Yes, so that's what I'm seeing for y'all. All right, I hope you do. I hope you get a little spicy, a little caliente in your life, and I hope this resonated for you and was fun. Please share it with a friend, and please like and comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell and all that goodness. I will talk to you guys again soon. Y'all know I film these late at night, tongue-tied, Mercury retrograde, but I'm trying to put it out for y'all, okay? Someone's got to put it out after that last one. No, I'm just kidding. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.